Once upon a time, in a land far away, a land of magic and fantasy, a land of raging rivers, snow-capped mountains, searing hot deserts, one man with drums of adventure, a hunger of knowledge, and a love for people and places not known, decided to circumnavigate this land on a bicycle. Well, it's not quite a land far, far away. I welcome now the author and global explorer, Riaan Manser. A very good morning to you, Riaan.
Bongani, good to chat to you.
Did I sell your book? So you've written...
I was busy taking notes, man. That is the type of stuff I should be opening up with. So, listen. You know when you talk about that, Bongani, I read to my son again last night, the older son, and I read to him out of my the current book that's out now, and I sort of had that feeling myself, just immersing myself again in just that grand adventure that bicycle trip was, because it certainly was. Now we can share it with kids.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, of course, we're talking about Riaan Manser's new book, My First African Adventure. And what he has done is he has written a children's book about his adventure starting in 2003 in September, when he rode out of Cape Town, determined to be the first person to go around the continent of Africa on a bicycle. He completed it in 2005 when he cycled back into the mother city, and has now turned it into this beautiful, beautiful children's book. You can read it with your child, and it'll certainly open up the rest of the continent. And I imagine, Riaan, in fact, this could do really, really well, even internationally.
No, absolutely. It was strategical for us to partner with Penguin Random House, a publisher that you guys know is global, and for us to partner with them, their ambitions as well is to make it international. So my co-author, Murray Williams, is a guy that also has that vision. And like it says in the Bible, being evenly yoked is always a good thing. And we've got big aspirations, Bongani. We really hope that not just the expats, not just the guys that are longing for Africa. I've signed so many books that have been sent overseas to Australia, to UK, to America, where, we're sitting with Africans that are literally going to stay in those countries forever. And it's sad for me to write those messages for them, but it also shows me that there's a thirst for Africa, not just in the expats, but there's going to be a demand. We are sure of that.
All right, tell me, the story of your travels is already well known. Why a children's book?
I'm a father now, man. I'm absolutely every single morning wake up and I'm just busy working hard at being father of the year. It's a tough thing to do, to try be that father of the year. But I bumped into Murray, the co-author, when we were training for the Epic, man, and we were going up a monster hill in Somerset West, just outside Cape Town, and Murray was coming down the hill, Bongani, on his postman bicycle, a 100-year-old bicycle, and he had his daughter Bethany in the front, and he screeched to a stop, and he said to me, shouting from the other side of the road, Riaan, my daughter Bethany says that you have to write a book for children. And with the cars whizzing past us, I shouted back and said to her, Bethany, I promise you we'll write a book. 2 weeks later, Murray and I were sitting at the coffee shop and we were starting to put it together. So that's how it really started. But we've already, signed the agreement for the second book, for the Madagascar book. Iceland follows after that. So it's going to be a nice collection of adventure books to be able to share with not only the children, but also the parents.
And paddling, of course, across the Atlantic. There's a story there as well, right? As you and I have spoken about before. All right, so you survived a stampede, you survived the tsetse flies, you made friends in every country. And what I love about it is that you've got a little a fact file for every one of the countries you highlight in terms of population size, the climate, the languages. You teach the kids how to greet in the local language. You talk about the food, you talk about the currency. But do tell me the story very quickly, Riaan, of eating monkey meat and bats.
Sure. Yeah, I ate a lot of that. I mean, I know it's a whole conversation around bushmeat, and to keep the answer short as you wanted, I literally was forced by economics, just my financial position, that the 4.50, 5 rand for that plate of rice and monkey meat was all I could afford. Goat and beef was way too expensive for me. But it wasn't that bad. Bongani, everybody says to me, what do the people eat on the way? And I think you've stood in like places like Abidjan in Ivory Coast, and you've looked at the people that are physical specimens of note. Those people eat well, and they eat a lot of rats. So in Abidjan, it was almost lunch and dinner, rat on a baguette with lots of chili sauce.
Do you want to read the book? Read it to yourself, read it to your kids. It's called My First African Adventure. And if you're a parent and you want to open up your child to the continent that they live in, this is a really, really great way to start. Riaan Manser, congratulations on a fantastic book, and congratulations as always on all your mad adventures. And I absolutely love this gift. It's a perfect Father's Day gift. Father's Day is in June. I promise you, he talks about trying to be a super dad. If you want to get to reading bedtime stories with your kids, or if you want a father to do so, this is the one to get them. My First African Adventure by Riaan Manser.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.